all right, family. I'm back. I'm back. Voices of Gehenna, chapter 6. I was just finished reading chapter 5. I thought chapter 5 was going to be a long chapter, but it was finished. I went by fast. It went by smooth. So I said, let me try to do chapter 6. I'm going to go ahead and try to do chapter 6. All right. So this is Voices of Gehenna, chapter 6. Welcome. Welcome again. Like I said, if you're new, I advise you to check out the previous chapters. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do after I finish this, I'm going to make a playlist so you can check out the beginning to where I'm currently at right now. That way you can find it on my channel. Voices of Gehenna, chapter 6. This is just a story I'm writing. It's about a prison psychologist named Benjamin Boaz Hill, aka Benny, who works for a prison in the southwestern part of the United States of America. And he's going to be interviewing different entities of the supernatural equation. So far, people have been enjoying the story. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the feedback. Like I said, this is a work of fiction. I was inspired by many things to write. Many things, comic books, anime, you name it. The Bible too, everything. Because all things belong to the Most High. Just put that out there. He's the grand creator of it all. All things belong to the Most High. Even our creativity, our imagination, it all belongs to Him. And we need to give Him thanks for that, for giving us these gifts. Because He blessed Israel with many gifts. And sometimes we won't let our gifts shine because of fear of what others might think. But I want to just tell this to anybody that's want to write or draw or do anything that the Most High bless you to do for you. Do it. Just do it. Stand on it. Work on your craft. Work on your craft. Whatever it might be. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and read Voices of Gehenna chapter 6. Continue the interview process with some of the inmates. So I hope y'all enjoy this chapter. Let's get right into it. All right, family. Voices of Gehenna, chapter 6. Let's get straight into that. I had plenty of time to spend on my break. My next interview wasn't until 2 p.m. I decided to walk around the level 3 area of the prison. I have spotted some of the guards feeding some of the monsters. The level 3 area had cells that stood on 2 floors. The cells that held powerful creatures were placed at the bottom. I came across the entrance to the tech department. I decided to go pay Mr. Techtastic and his colleagues a visit. I hope that Victoria is there. I slide my key card at the door and I noticed a camera scanning me. Once I was clear, the door opened. I walked into the tech area and saw the workers working at their computers. Mr. Techtastic was sitting at a huge workstation in the center of the room. He was typing so fast on a keyboard. I spotted a few Nahu workers in the room. "Welcome to my domain, new guy," Mr. Techtastic shouted with glee. "Yay, it's Benny! Come on in and chat with us," Victoria Darkbang cheered. I smiled at Victoria, the nocturne woman. "It's good to see you all again. I decided to pay y'all a visit before my break is over." "Welcome aboard, Benny. You will find the best technology has to offer. This is my tech lab and my home away from home," Mr. Techtastic said while typing. Ernie was eating a bag of chips and playing Call of Duty on his gaming laptop. I noticed a bald folk woman sitting next to Victoria. Her body was plus size but decent. She was wearing a red blouse with a gray business skirt. Her head was shaped like a B-series light bulb. She turns and blinked her light at me. Inside was a hand waving at me. After that, a face of a woman smiled at me inside the center of the bulb. Hey, Benny, don't be startled by Iris. She's a bald folk, Victoria said. I'm not at all. I had met an inmate that's a bald folk, I replied. Oh, yeah, that's lazy bald bastard. By the way, I'm Iris Watts-Smith. Nice to meet you, Mr. Benjamin Hill, Iris said to me. I shook Iris Watts-Smith's hand. You could call me Benny. Welcome to GSSP Tech Lab, where you will find all the tech-savvy people, Iris replied to me. So how did your first interviews go, Benny? Victoria asked me. I took a deep breath. Herman tends to be a bragger about his adventures. He's a con artist and has plenty of street sense. Yeah, you have to be careful of doppelgangers. Some of them can shift into nocturnes, but we can easily sniff them out. We figure them out because they can't do most of our abilities, Victoria admitted. That's oppressive. I just hope that clown doesn't try to change into one of my loved ones, I replied. In order for that to happen, Herman must come into contact with the person or have an image of the person. Once a doppelganger take on a person's form, they could do it many times, even if the person is deceased, Iris Watts-Smith informed. I shook my head. That's awful. Why would a doppelganger do something like that? Playing with people's minds and emotion can lead to dire consequences, I replied. This is why they are hated by many races. Many doppelgangers and changelings are master manipulators, con men, and liars. Don't believe everything Herman tells you, Benny, Victoria Dogban advised. Trust me, you don't have to tell me twice, Victoria. Herman is the last person I want to have as a friend. If I was married, that bastard would change into me and sleep with my wife. He seems like the type to commit an act like that. I ran it. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Benny. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Benny, Victoria replied. I told them about the second interview with Death Circuit. Victoria and Iris weren't surprised at all. They told me that Death Circuit is a loose cannon and has a bad temper. Truth be told, I want to continue my interview with him. I want to know his story. Whether a person decides to do good or evil, we all have an origin story. Maybe next time he will cooperate and answer all your questions, Victoria said. That broken night guard did rough him up well, but he took it. He was laughing and grinning like a madman. If that power restrainer collar wasn't on, I believe Death Circuit would have killed them guards, I replied to Victoria. She nodded. Unfortunately, some guards do get killed by inmates. This usually happens at the more dangerous levels. Sometimes the cells of certain beings need to be cleaned. The guards were first used for this job, but some were caught slipping. The warden decided to use Squad D. Who is Squad D? I asked. Squad D or Squad Damn are inmates that are above the prison. These are your normal killers, rapists, menaces to society of the mundane people. Most of these inmates were probably facing death row. So what's a way to carry out the sentence? Have them be used as cannon fodder. Sometimes the scientists will use Squad D for experiments, Victoria answered. How does Warden Jabril feel about that? I asked. The warden see it as absolute justice. Most American prison systems only house inmates for cash profit. It's not about it's not about rehabilitation. It's all about making money off the taxpayers' money. In the mundane world, most of Squad D is the drags of society and will not be missed when they are gone. Sacrificing a few mundane prisons to the beings down here isn't that bad. It gives them an opportunity to blow off steam, Victoria mentioned. Mr. Tech-tastic joins in the conversation. Now, don't go around telling this to everybody. Now don't go around telling this to anybody, new guy. I don't want Warden Jabril breathing down our necks. What you and Victoria had discussed about Squad D stays in this lab. You got that, new guy? Yeah, I do. I nodded at Mr. Tech-tastic. I saw a drone flying toward Mr. Tech-tastic. It was flying towards me and started scanning me. I froze for a moment as the drone scanned me. Victoria and some of the tech workers were grinning. It's all right, new guy. Ratcher is greeting you. Ratcher is a highly specialized drone I built. I invented the schematics and put a patent on them. I can modify Ratcher to be used as a combat drone and medic drone. So far, only the IFIB has clearance to use my drones. We have a secret factory that manufactures them, Mr. Tech-tastic informed. Wow, 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 you built a drone, I cheered. Yeah, I did, and I could communicate with them by using my ability. Ratchet is a valuable asset to my arsenal. I may not look it, but I have experience on the battlefield. Ratchet has saved many agents' lives, Mr. Tech-tastic mentioned while the drone was hovering over him. A young Chinese woman came and joined us. She was standing at 5'9" and was slim and athletic. She was wearing camel cargo pants. She had on a white t-shirt with a camel vest over it. Benny, this is Judy Shin. She is the chief engineer and my second in command, Mr. Tech-tastic said. Hi, Benny. Welcome to the nerd den. Mr. Tech-tastic is the head nerd in charge around here. It's my job to make sure that our equipment is up to par. I am the daughter of a prominent Chinese engineer named Xiao Shen, Judy responded. I shook her hand. Nice to meet you, Judy Shen. Some of the tech that we're working on here is classified to the public. I'm sure the warden told you not to speak about IFI business to outside people, Judy said. Don't worry, Judy Shen. I am not the one to gossip about what goes on here. I know I am green, but I'm willing to learn, I replied. Victoria nodded and smiled at me. Benny will seize the day. Believe in yourself, Benny, and stop sitting under the cloud of doubt, Victoria cheered. I was glad to see someone cheering me on. I never thought to see Victoria push me to do my best. I wouldn't mind getting to know this woman. I don't care if she's a soup. To me, she looked just like an upbeat sister that's nerdy and beautiful. I decided to chat with the workers for a few more minutes. We talked about the latest tech. Judy decided to show me around the lab. It was an experience to see, and I will definitely pay them a visit whenever I get some free time. I checked the time on my digital watch, and it was approaching 2 p.m. I had 15 minutes to get to the interview chamber on level 2. I just hope this interview goes well. I felt my anxiety kicking in, and I took a few deep breaths. I just hope this witch doesn't try to put a spell on me. My mother always told me not to piss people off who dabble in magic, witchcraft, and mystical arts. My mother's family is highly religious. I was raised in a Southern Baptist home. As I gotten older, I broke away from the church. I consider myself an open-minded spiritual person these days. I logged off my computer at my desk and gathered my things and headed to the elevator. While I was walking towards the elevator, I spotted Bobby and two other orcs standing in a corner. "Hey, Runt, this isn't over. I will get you soon, so you better watch your back," he utters while giving me a mean look. "After he's done with you, you will be spending a month in the infirmary," another orc said. "You better let his weak ass know, Garber," Bobby said. Garber, the orc, chuckled and cracked his knuckles. "Watch your surroundings, human." I remained calm and walked past them at the elevator. Bobby spits on the ground and scoffed at me. I knew not to engage them because it was three orcs against an average human like me. "That's right. Get your bitch ass on that elevator interview, boy," Garber taunted. I took the elevator to level 2 area. The elevator moves at a decent speed and it was a smooth ride. It was like floating on a cloud. I walked past a few cells and came across Hellhound Hilly's cell. The guard opened the sliding compartment on the door and threw a huge piece of meat at him. I watched as he used his flaming breath and roasted the meat. "Hey, have you ever had hellfire steak before?" Hellhound Hilly asked the guard. The guard paid him no mind and proceeded to walk down the cell block. Hellhound Hilly grunted. "Well, at least you could have brought me a bottle of steak sauce, asshole." I was amazed and terrified at the same time to see this creature making demands. I mustered up the courage to walk up to his cell. He was chewing on the huge piece of meat. It was like it was cooked well done due to his flame breath ability. He stood up on his hind legs and started sniffing the air. This time he didn't run on all fours to the door of his cell. He walked upright toward me while I was standing outside the cell. "I see you came to pay me a visit, human. Try not to be a little scared chicken this time," he taunted. "Actually, I'm here to interview Bojenka, the teenage witch," I replied to the dog-man creature. "Oh, I see. Well, good luck with her. She's an annoying little brat. Every time she comes by my cell, Bojenka shows me drawings of me and other people. That child really hopes she will be released from this hellhole. I am annoyed by her because she hasn't shown any fear toward me. She sees me as an overgrown pet. I am nobody's fucking pet. I am a monster that needs to be free. I belong in the wild among my kind." Hellhound Henry ran it while growling. "Maybe Bojenka sees you as a friend, Hellhound Hilly. Nothing is wrong with having a friend or two in this lifetime," I replied to him. "Blah! You don't know shit about our world, human. Witches, wizards, and all beings who use magic and sorcery see us monsters as slaves. Most of them use their magic to enslave us. We ain't nothing but expendable pawns to them." Hellhound Henry ran it. "Yeah, I don't know much about the supernatural world. The mundane world isn't much better. For example, in the corporate world, most humans engage in the rat race. They step on each other just to make it to the top of the corporate ladder. Most of our world's leaders are corrupt and greedy," I stated to Hellhound Hilly. Hellhound Hilly sniffed it at me. "You have a pure heart, human. Try not to let that pure heart of yours get yourself killed. You have to become a monster in order to survive at Gehenna." It was good talking with you, Hellhound Hilly. You are scary, but I see this conversation as experience added to my resume. I replied while walking away. Ruff, he barked. Interview 3. Kanisha Jones, aka Bojenka, the teenage witch. I was sitting and waiting for Bojenka to arrive for the interview. The doors open on the other side of the glass wall. I spotted Bojenka skipping to the table. In her hands was a folder with drawings. Two female guards were escorting her. She sat down and waved at me. Hi, Benny, she said in a bubbly voice. Good afternoon, Kanisha Jones. This is an interview and not a party, I said. She pouted at me. Oh, come on, Benny. Don't get all moody on me. I haven't even shown you the pictures I drew. The interview is in session, a female guard yelled. I switched on the camera and tape recorder. Bojenka smiled like an innocent child. Tell me about yourself, Bojenka, I requested. Well, Benny, my name is Kanisha Jones, but I prefer to be called Bojenka. I am a teenage witch with magical powers. I am 17 years old. And when I make 18, I will get this tattooed on me. Bojenka had shown me a picture she drew. It was a purple crescent moon over some clouds with purple butterflies flying. What's that supposed to be? I asked her. This is the logo or insignia of the witch coven known as the Purple Crescent. We have a few covens around the states. The mother coven was founded in a small town in Louisiana. On my 18th birthday, I hope to be released so I could get this tattoo placed on me, Bojenka answered while smiling. What's the name of the town where your coven was founded at? Mossmore, Louisiana. It's a town full of soups and faith. Most Mondays don't know it exists. You will not find it on normal maps. I was born and raised in Mossmore. The town was founded in 1880 by a Bayou Druid and his Creole rich wife. The Druid claimed to be from another realm. The town has always been protected by wards to keep outside forces away. The local Dogman and Rougarou tribes also protect our territory. What in the hell is a Rougarou? I asked Bojenka. The Rougarou, known as the Loup-garou, is a werewolf-type creature native to Louisiana. They have been around for centuries. The Dogmen are humanoid canine creatures. They can walk upright like a person and run on all fours. A Rougarou is a person who could shapeshift into a werewolf, Bojenka explained. Bojenka had shown me some of her pictures again. This child was a talented artist. One of the pictures was of Hellhound Hilly. She had another picture of this jellyfish-type entity. What kind of entity is that? I asked her. Oh, this is Mr. Pinky. He's one of my friends I call on to help me in battle. He's an elemental from the elemental plane of water. He's a giant jellyfish that packs a mean punch. I also have 3 other entities I use. Ignitia is a fire elemental, and her sister, Frostista, is an ice elemental. For my powerhouse, I have Tyranius, the earth elemental. I plan on gathering more of them when I get out of here, Bojenka answered. How did you come in contact with these entities? Are they evil and can turn on you? Mr. Pinky was always with me since I was a child. He would watch over me while I slept as a child. He would change his colors and light up my room. I had a personal light show. My father was a natural summoner, and my mother was a pure witch. As for them being evil, It depends on how you engage them. They are my friends, protectors, and part of my family. Most Mondays don't understand our culture. Religion deems everything evil that doesn't agree with its dogma. The church classifies all non-humans in soups, demons, the fae, giant king races, vampires, nocturnes, green-skinned races, etc. Religion label us all demons in the spawn of the devil. Truth be told, some of the biggest devils are in these religions' power circle. For many centuries, they hunted and slaughtered people that didn't agree with their religion or serve their God. I think you would be better off leaving that shit alone, girl. All this mumbo jumbo shit can cause you to go crazy, I mentioned. Bojenka sighed at me. Whatever you say, old man. Hey, stop calling me old man. I already told you I'm 30 years younger. She chuckled. You sound like you're my dad with that advice. I can't stop being a witch. I am a natural one, and even if I stop practicing my craft, magic still runs in my blood. Natural witches are born with magical abilities, unlike normal humans who have to work hard to learn the craft. Natural witches, wizards, and any beings that use powerful magic since birth are gifted with the Magi gene. The Magi gene is a gene that some beings are born with. It gives them the ability to learn and use magic earlier than normal people. The Fae and Elves are born with this gene by default. There are certain human tribes that are born with this gene. The Magnetites are an example of this. They were masters of the arcane arts and feared by many other nations. I am different from most normal humans. My wounds can heal fast, and my immune system is way stronger. My strength is above an average human. It's not on a superhuman level, though. I will age slower and live longer, but I am not immortal. This is deep shit you're telling me. Sounds like something out of a fantasy novel. So how long you're talking about? Bojenka shrugged her shoulders at me. Depends on how powerful I become and study. Some witches can live up to a couple of centuries. The Macrobians and Macronodites were some of the human races that could live up to 200 to 500 years. Both of these beings were alpha human tribes that were gifted in the arcane arts. I'm not worrying about my lifespan as of right now. I just want to get out of here and be with my sisters and brothers of the coven. Wait, you say brothers? That mean men could be witches too? I thought a male witch was called a wizard. You see, witch, wizard, warlock, and sorcerer are all gender neutral terms. Most people don't know that due to ignorance. It is no different from a job title. You have women engineers. You have women that are engineers, truck drivers, and pilots. So, should we call a woman that is a pilot a pilotess? Some of the brothers are wizards, and sometimes they refer themselves as witches, just like you have some women that are wizards and warlocks. Bojenka asks. I know my family will label all of you witches and try to throw holy water on y'all asses. I joke. Bojenka laughed. You're funny, Benny. My coven doesn't eat children. My coven doesn't eat children or sacrifice infants to demons. The Purple Crescent Coven is about the balance of nature and maintaining peace. I'm sure your family is a bunch of nice people. I have nobody, and most of my friends are gone or missing. I am all alone, stuck in this hell, Bojenka mentioned. Do you mind telling me about your family? I asked with concern. My grandmother was the current leader of our coven back in Mossmore. My parents were key figures in Mossmore. They were loved by the werewolf and vampire citizens of our town. My father's name was Alfred Jones, and my mother's name was Mardella Norwood. Before she married my father, both of them were born with the Magi gene. So this explains why I'm so gifted. My mother taught me basic spells and healing magic. My father taught me how to summon and use elemental beings. I am the only child and have no siblings, Bojenka answered. What happened to your parents? How did you end up in Gehenna? I asked Bojenka. The teenage witch's upbeat attitude changes. She put her head down in shame. Something terrible happened in Mossmore. 2 years ago, our beloved town was attacked by a powerful warlock. He had a small army of demons with him. Many Supes and Nahus lost their lives that dreadful night, she answered while trembling. I was concerned for the child, even if she was a witch. I discerned she was traumatized by this past event. What did this warlock? Why did this warlock attack Mossmore? I asked her. The warlock was searching for an artifact that our coven had. He was after the Purple Crescent medallion. It was a keepsake that was passed down from the former leaders of the coven. The warlock's name was Vigask and was a former citizen of Mossmore. Vigask wasn't part of our coven. My grandmother and the elder witches wouldn't allow warlocks to join the Purple Crescent coven. She knew that Vigask would eventually try to take the medallion. So she decided to hide it in a sacred temple in the woods. Only select members of our coven knew where the temple was located. Vigas left the town and returned 2 years ago with a group of warlocks known as the Red Hook Society. The Red Hook Society is a warlock group that sided with demons. They sell their souls to devils to gain power and influence in the world. Vargas and 5 other members of the Red Hook Society open a portal and unleash a horde of demons on Mossmore. Most of our town folk fought off the lesser demons. The warlocks and Vargas were left to the Mossmore Five. The Mossmore Five were the strongest beings in our town. My grandmother, Yesenia, my grandmother, Yesenia, was the leader of the group, and my father, Alfred Jones, was the second member. Matthew Henry, a powerful warrior, was the group's powerhouse. Monica Mossbreeze, a dryad, and Count Dorlus Roman, a vampire lord. These 5 beings made up the group known as the Mossmore Five. The group was able to kill 4 of the warlocks. My grandmother and father were both killed during the battle against Vigas. It was a terrible night, and it will haunt me forever, Bojenka mentioned. Was Vigas able to get the Purple Crescent medallion? I asked. No. My grandmother planned our strategy before the invasion. She had visions of the upcoming attack. She gave the medallion to my mother and told her to flee Mossmore. My mother refused and wanted to stay and fight. My father objected by telling her to listen to her mother. My grandmother, Yesenia, opened a portal and sent my mother to another coven in the States. I hope to find out where this coven is located, she answered. Tell me more about the battle with Vigas, I requested. Well, he didn't get the medallion. We were able to close the portal and Vigas fled. To me, it wasn't a victory because I lost both of my father and grandmother that night. I am not ready to tell you the rest, Benny. She started sobbing. I'm sorry for your losses, Bojenka. Forgive me for prying on this delicate subject, I said. I lost everything that night. Most of my friends and cousins and sisters were killed by demons. My mom is missing and don't know if she's alive. I just want to get out of here. She continued to sob. I wish I I wish I could cross over to the side of the glass and hug her. Bojenka is a witch, but is still a scared little girl. What I learned today is that all beings have feelings and emotion. I couldn't believe that I was able to talk with a dog man and interview a witch. Truth be Truth be told, I am more concerned about Bobby the Ark prison guard. I know that green-skinned bastard is plotting something against me. I must be ready. Bojenka wiped her face and smiled at me. Thank you, Benny. I hope to talk to you again, and please, if you can bring me a piece of cake. I want a strawberry cake with pink icing. Maybe, but I have to ask the warden first. Enjoy the rest of the day, Bojenka, I replied. She smiled and waved at me. Bye, Benny. I left the interview era and head back to my work era. Salaki. I left the interview area and head back to my work area. I received a text from Warden Jabril. I was to report to his office to be debriefed. I sure hope he doesn't chew me out because I think I did a damn good job. I got up from my desk and made my way to Warden Zachariah Jabril's office. So, all right, family, that was chapter 6 of Voices of Gehenna. You know, you got to learn a lot in this chapter about Bojenka's backstory. You know, a Louisiana native. This character is from Mossmore, Louisiana. It's a fictional town I created, by the way. Mossmore is a fictional town. Just putting that out there, you know. But yeah, we got to learn about her. Benny talked with the dog man known as Hellhound Hilly. You know, if y'all remember in the previous chapters, you know, when he first met Hellhound Hilly, he was shook. But so far, look like Benny is getting used to being around these entities and creatures. But even though he's getting used to being around these beings, he still got to watch his back because Bobby the Ark is gunning for him. Bobby the Ark is after him, you know. And Bobby the Ark, he's a prison guard. But yeah, I enjoyed writing this chapter. I'm going to go ahead and upload this, you know, and premiere it. But let me know what y'all think, family. You know, let me know what y'all think. Voices of Gehenna, chapter 6. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and prepare to premiere it on my channel. Hope to see y'all there.